evening, everybody, and welcome back. Sammy here at Sammy J Stitches. So didn't get to vlog this week. Computer. I would vlog and go to, save and close. It wouldn't save. I did like 2 or 3 days of vlogging and it just up and deleted it. After about the 3rd day of this, I said, everybody's just going to have to wait for an update instead of having the day-by-day vlog. And it is so hard for me because I change projects so much. We've got Stitchopoly going. We've got the district games. We've got Magical School of Stitches. And while, yes, I could keep like a notebook, it's so much easier just to come and talk to y'all whenever things change or things happen. And so the vlogging has really become kind of my thing. It's the thing people are talking about the most when I hear my name in other videos. And I really enjoy it better than coming to you once a week and trying to remember when, where, why, and how everything has happened throughout my week. So hopefully I can figure out what is going on with my computer. Otherwise, I may have to vlog with my iPad or something. I've done it before. It's just, it's easier if I could just straight up on the laptop. So you're going to see a little break here in a second. I'm going to see if this saves. If not, I may need to switch to my phone to record this video. So see you in just 1 second. So far, so good. That first part did save. So hopefully this does too, because this part will be quite a bit longer. And as always, I am not organized. I do not have everything ready to go. We're going to fly by the seat of our pants. And here we go. It is Wednesday, March 13th. 3 days ago was 1, Michelle Bendy's birthday. 2, my husband and I have been together for 16 years officially. That's when we started dating. We've been married for 13? This will be 13 years, I think. Yeah, but that's in November. So been together for 16 years. Yay. Also, we hit 1,000 subscribers. And so of course I had to do a little giveaway. So I'm going to insert that here. Hey everybody, welcome back. We're here to do the drawing for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Of course, Lexi, this is kind of her thing, so she's going to draw the winner, and then we have another little surprise for you.
Hi guys. So, got 1 through 35. Or, yeah. 35. So, Christina Lorino.
Okay. So I'm going to comment on your comment, give you my email address so you can email me and let me know which market pattern you would like for me to order for you. But because it's a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, I can't just stop at 1. So we're going to draw 2 more times for some random stuff that I have to give away. So the next one to draw will be my husband. And he has no idea that I'm making him do this.
So what am I doing?
Just click generate and tell me what number.
5.
Lexi?
Jessie C.
Ooh. Okay, Jessie, message me and I will get that for you. I'm gonna go surprise Ryan now and make him do the same thing. Hi! I need you to click that generate button and see what number comes up. You're helping decide a winner for my giveaway.
I want to be it. 21.
Say it loud.
21.
Which one's 21, Lexi?
Sheila Cookson.
All right, so I will comment on your comment, leave my email address, and get you that thing. Thank you everybody for subscribing, and I will send you back to the regularly scheduled video. Okay, so it was a little scattered, but I was I knew Lexi wanted to announce the official winner. I knew I wanted to have extra winners, and I surprised my husband and my son. So that was kind of off the cuff recording this afternoon. I was also in a little bit of a rush because I thought I was going to have to go to work. And then here I am. No work. The rig I was at closed. The schedule for the week has already been published, so unless somebody called in, there was no spot for me. And so here I am. I may even be off tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see. Okay, so let me find my notebook, because I did take a few notes to try and remember what whips to show you. Now, remembering when my last video was, what day, what things happened, I'm probably not going to be able to do all that. But we'll do the best we can. So, here we are. Homework this week. That was last week. See, and that's where I'm pretty sure I told you about Mini Treasure Hunt bookshelf being what I chose for books, and Owl Dad being what I chose for the owl. Because we needed the 3 items from Diagon Alley. My laundry's done. The third one was a little more of a stretch, but after I've been listening to more people's floss tubes, I don't feel like I'm stretching that hard. Let's see. So I decided that I needed a new skeleton key for my trunk. You know that trunk we have to pack all our stuff in to take it to school? Harry talks about buying it in the first Harry Potter book. Yeah, so I lost my key. Pretty sure friend George did a little something funny, but anyway. Had to get a new key. And there's Wiseacres Wizarding Equipment. They were able to make it for me. And so I stitched on this, because right about here, there's a skeleton key. So I put 250 stitches in for that. So that was one thing I worked on this week. See, some stories I can remember, some I can't. As y'all know, every night I work on Mini Phantom of the Masquerade. It is my Heaven and Earth Designs piece that I'm doing for Full Coverage Fanatics every, stitch every day for 90 days. Yeah. So here's where I'm at on that. Of course, I've worked on it every day. So this is a large box. So it's a box with 3 rows of the next box, because I'm at the end of the page. And I've been just doing it as one box. So we got 1, 2, 3, 3 left to do. So I suspect in the next few days I will get that page finished. But I got to keep working on it till March 31st. So it's going to get more than a page this year. But when it gets a page finish, it is completed for your whips. So I worked on that some tonight on the virtual Stitchers Connect and Stitch event, which was a headache and a half tonight. First of all, Facebook has been down most of the day, which I didn't really realize because I sleep all day. But before I even started getting ready for the virtual Stitchers event, Brenda, she helps run Semi-Sane Stitchers, messages me and she's like, can you post anything? Because none of the admins can. And so I went and I was testing, none of the admins can post. We'll keep you updated, and it wouldn't post. So even I wasn't able to. So that makes it really hard with the event because I have to post the link into the Google Hangouts. From what I understand, Instagram was down. I hadn't messed with Instagram. So for the Stitch event, I posted on my YouTube 2 days ago that this event was going to happen to try and drum up a little more publicity for those that aren't in the Facebook group if they wanted to watch people live. They would know, hey, it's going to happen this day at this time. The problem with that is the link that you click on to go into the Google Hangouts. Apparently when I set up the event, I should have just left it running in the background on my computer, but I didn't. I closed it. And so trying to find it again to activate the Google Hangouts took me at least 30 minutes. Then I couldn't post the link into Facebook for a good little while. It was just a headache and a half. And then I could not close the broadcast because the link, the connection that I had today wasn't like as if I had started it. So it automatically started broadcasting as soon as I got in the room, which I don't normally do. I normally start broadcasting at a specific time or after certain people have gotten it, whatever. So then I had no way to end the broadcast. It was just a headache and a half. So like everybody just left the Google Hangouts, and I think it still was live for like 30 minutes to an hour after that. Headache. So I worked on Mini Phantom of the Masquerade while in there. Okay, so the homework this week, I've really been kind of focusing on the monthly. Let me pull that up so that I can go over the monthly extra credit and what I have chosen. And then we'll go over this week's homework because I just barely started it. Okay, so we need 500 stitches for Turning Back Time, something that was designed in or before the 1990s or a reproduction sampler. For this one, really almost, I don't do samplers, at least not reproduction samplers. And I had, most of my patterns are new, you know, but I recently started one that was copyright. See, I'm not prepared. I'm having to find it. Copyright 1995. So I pulled it out and put 500 stitches in for it being in or before the 1990s. And that is Aberdeenshire. This is a map of Scotland, or of a piece of Scotland, Aberdeenshire. And so I got this from Belinda the Aussie Stitcher here on FlossTube. Her husband is from Scotland, so from actually really close to where my dad's family is from in Scotland. I haven't gotten all the way over there yet. It's going to be more like somewhere over in here. So when I get there, I will point out both. But so she had bought this kit from Mearnscraft, I think is the Mearnscraft, something like that is the people who made it. And she had 2 kits, so she sent me one. So, and that's more than 500 stitches. So I also did 500 stitches on this one for, let me find it, 500 stitches in Marauders map. Anything map related or town street related. So, you know, this obviously is a map, so no real explanation needed, but like you could have, if your piece had a lake or a river on it, well, those show up on maps. You can see a river right here, a forest, you know, you can see the forest right there, mountains. There was a lot you could have done. I just happened to have a map and went, should probably use the map. And it meant I put a good amount of stitches in on that. Okay, next, Series Black was framed, and now you need to work on your frames. For example, many monthly sales contain borders. So what did I pull out, y'all? Now, Stitching May had a really good idea about using Spangled by Long Dog Sampler because it does have a frame around it, but I really, really, really needed to put some work into my Guardians of Notre Dame. And it has a frame. So I worked on the frame of it. Oops. I'm about to drop something. So here's where I got to on that. I got a lot of this frame down here done. Right around there. A little bit in here. I'm almost completely done with the middle. I just have a little bit. So I put 500 stitches in that. I really need to get back to that and get it finished because okay. 500 stitches on something that makes you think of crystal balls. Be creative. So, crystal balls make me think sparkly. Crystal balls make me think of beads. Crystal balls also, for some reason, make me think of fairies because I'm not quite sure what the correlation is there, but I see, somebody gazing into a crystal ball and little fairies flying around her head. I don't know. Anyway, so for all that, I really should just pull these out, right? I'm not going to talk about that one. I might talk about that one. That's how we're going to play this. What is that? Oh. I really need to get to some of these whips. I haven't seen them in so long. I'm like, I don't even recognize them anymore. Okay, people. Ah, there she is. That's not the right one. It was the second one I pulled out. Totally passed it. Okay. I decided to work on Foxglove because she's a fairy. Because crystal baubles are probably totally her thing. And she doesn't yet, but you can see all the places she's going to just have a ton of beads. So, I worked on her. I'm getting so close. But then when I think about all the beading I'm going to have to do, but she's getting close to a finish. She has to get finished this year. Has to. I look at a lot of these and I'm like, it would not take me that much to get it finished before the end of the year. And then I think about the fact that we're already in March. And that means we only have 9 more months. Yeah. And it just, I'm worried. I'm worried. I should have more done by now and I don't. Okay, next. 500 stitches on something that makes you so happy you can produce your Patronus charm. For that one, I chose Mini Phantom of the Masquerade. So you've seen that. So, and then we had to redo. I've completed everything since I started the School of Magical Stitches. So then we had to redo one we've already done, if that's the case. And so I'm gonna redo that one, on something that makes you happy, and use the same project just because I'm already stitching on that every day for the rest of the month anyway. Might as well get points for it. 500 stitches on a project that is set in another part of the world as you, since the Weasleys went to Egypt at the start of the book. So my Scottish map could have totally worked for that, but this also gave me an excuse to work on Pretty Little London. So here is where that is. You gotta admit, this fabric is way too perfect for this pattern. Just super perfect. So we are, let me fold so I can hold better. Okay. Like right here, no, starting here, down and up, all of this over here is completely finished, except for the straps on his hat. It's a little bit of back stitching I need to do, but there's the red on that. Working on a bus here. Yeah. And so I've got the gherkin completely finished, the London Eye right here completely finished. We're working on the Tower Bridge right here, and the spire, the shard. We've got the shard finished. I think there might be a few stitches down here we need to finish. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Buckingham Palace. So I've got a pretty good, I'm not done with that one yet, but we're getting there. So, Pretty Little London fit for that monthly. Meant I got to pull it out. And this is a year of whips. So that's part of my conundrum that I'm in right now. Typically, I would get all my year of whips out of the way for the month before I worked on anything else. But some of my pieces, my year of whips, do not work for School of Magical Stitches. And instead of doing penalty stitches, I'm like, I'll just pull out the one that fits. And, ugh, I don't know. But come June, I can swap out some of my pieces. I may do that. We'll see. Anyway. Next. Nope, that's it. That's all I've gotten done for my monthly. What I have left. 500 stitches in 310 for Cyrus Black. I did start on that one tonight with Spangled. Because holy cow, Batman, all the black that is in the border of Spangled. So I didn't get a whole lot done tonight, but got started on it, and that won't take hardly any time at all because there's so much of it, and it's all one color. We decided to go watch Robin Hood. It was really good. It was really good. I really enjoyed it, even though I'm really tired, so I might have dozed off at one point. But that is not the movie's fault. That is purely mine. Okay, so that's where we are on the monthly. Now, for homework, we had 2 assignments. One is to stitch 300 stitches in brown thread. I can't remember why. But anyway, I'm sure you've heard it on 1,000 other floss tubes because I know I have. And I still can't remember. I haven't started that one yet. Somebody suggested Lady of the Flag, so I might pull her out and work on it. I also think I may have enough in Welcome to maybe get it there, but it'll be a little more of a stretch. So, haven't worked on that one yet. The other one was 300 stitches in a real creature with claws or talons. Claws or talons. And where did it go, George? Where did it go? I saw somebody else. I had thought about this one. I thought about using this one, and then I was like, well, I could always use Mini Phantom of the Masquerade because it has a cat. Cats have claws. And it'll give me that much more reason to work on this one. Or I'm already working on this one. Might as well make it count for something. But I also have it in the middle of that other 500 one, and you have to finish one to go to the next one. So when somebody else posted that they were doing this one, I decided I would go ahead and do it too. And this is the House Stark banner by Lolita Made on Etsy. And here's where I'm at. I worked on, where am I at? This down here. This is all new. The 500 stitches. You can't see that. So right down here. I finished page 1, 2, 3. And I went into page 5. And so all I have left is 5, 6, and just like a few stitches on page 4. So this one is rapidly getting done too. It actually stitches up really, really fast. If you can, I bet if I could take 3 to 4 days to focus on this, I could probably finish it. I'm starting to get the urge, y'all. I'm really starting to get an urge to give pieces more than just one night. Like if they're that close, just knock them out of the park. So you may see a little bit of that coming up, but then I fight with myself because I'm like, I have all these other whips that aren't being touched because you're focusing on that one thing. And I really don't need to be. I still have, well, I have no time limit on any of these, but even if you think of Year of Whips as being my goal, that's still 9 more months. I can do it. So I'm having an internal war, which is cool because that's what keeps me interesting, right? I'm constantly changing my mind and constantly doing something. You never know what to expect when you come, which is why you have to come back every week, right? Right. We're just going to keep telling ourselves that. Okay. It says I have, so last week for my Whip Go, so Whip Go gets worked on every, okay, here's how my night goes. And I know y'all know this because we've been doing it for a little bit. I work on Mini Phantom of the Masquerade first because I've dedicated every day for 90 days to that piece. Whether it's 5 stitches, whether it's 200 stitches, I work on it every night. Then I pull out whatever piece I can work in for homework, for extra credit, for because I spun it and using it for Stitchopoly. I work on that piece. And then I put all my stuff back in my car except for my stitchy bag, which I'll show you because it's a mess right now. I really need to clean it out. Because sometimes I end up stuffing a bunch of extra stuff in there because I'm trying to pack up quickly. Anyways, this bag I keep with my Whip Go project. And it's just that, my iPad, and I sit there and wait for my relief while stitching that. So last week, and a lot of this is reiterated in case you're new here. Welcome. My focus piece was At Our House by Lizzie Kate. I'm actually doing this one twice. One for myself and one for someone else. And I was working, and Whip Go had spun the one for someone else. So I was working on it each morning. Did not get a lot of love because it was kind of one of those weeks where I just didn't get to stitch that much. But, anyways, here it is. And I really think I'm going to need to put fabric on it before I work on it again because I am getting that close to the bottom there. Because I am, let's see, right here. So I don't have the bee nest completely done. And that comes down this way. This is all done. And then down here. And there's a mistake in there somewhere and things are really wonky. So I'm having that trouble too. And then look, it goes all the way down to here. Yeah, that close to the bottom. So I need to put fabric on it in order to get it finished. I've stitched way too much of it to give up on it now. I will find a way that works to get it completed. The person that I'm giving it to, they just appreciate the fact that I have put that much hard work into it and will love it no matter what it looks like. Okay, so that was last week's Whip Go. This week's Whip Go has also been worked into 1,000 things. In fact, I think it was one of the monthlies. I must have accidentally skipped over it. Hold on. Yes, a project that has betrayed you. I accidentally skipped this one. Something you love, but is turning out harder than you thought. And it just so happened that the thing I was working on each morning fit the bill pretty perfectly. So here is Autumn's Wreath. This is in a just cross stitch October 2014, I think. It's by Angela Pullen of Pullen Designs. Yeah. So I've gotten actually quite a bit done on this week. So this part is a piece of a page. I completely finished it. I started on this page and actually I had completely outlined as far as I could go on the rest of the wreath. So we kind of come up around like this. And it was all one stitch off. So I had to pull it all back out. And by the time I got done doing that, I was like, I'm done. It's going to go in timeout until the next day I can work on it, which is probably, might be tomorrow. I don't know. I might not work again this week. We'll see. Wouldn't hurt my feeling. The kids are on spring break, but I like my checks, right? So, yeah, that's where I've gotten on that one. I really need to go back and I only did like the first half of it in back stitching. I need to finish the bottom half and all this piece, the back stitching. So that's going to be fun. So anyway, Autumn Wreath, that's where it's at. All I have is this part up here. You can kind of see up here in the corner where it's going to meet. So that much. On the inside, it probably just goes like this. I'm so in love with it, but yet it's a lot of color changes, a lot of back stitching, which you can't see, and this linen. Gorgeous, gorgeous color, horribly horrible. It's got big old slubs. It moves very easily. Like, just a little too much tension and my holes look all wonky. So there's that. And unfortunately, I still have a whole lot of that linen, so I'll have to use it on other projects. Maybe something not quite so big. I don't know. So that is one of 3 projects that has been carried over from 2017. So it's one of my biggest goals for this year is to complete that one. Welcome to Christmas and Foxglove. Those are like my 3 number ones, and they're all like, that one's got quite a bit, but all of them, like, if I could just take a week or 2 to focus on them, I bet I could get them finished. Last year, which was it? Ultimate Cross Stitch Group had this monthly calendar they would put out at the beginning of the month, and each day on the calendar had a different amount of stitches that you had to complete that day. I was using those, though, so kind of like what I'm doing with Mini Phantom of the Masquerade now. It would be the first thing I did. As soon as I got to work, I'd pull out that piece, and it was always a year whip piece, and it was the same one. So let's say for March, it was Autumn Wreath. Every day, Autumn Wreath would get pulled out, and it would get anywhere from 50 to 150 stitches because that's all they did on the calendar. And I saw a lot of progress doing that, just like I'm seeing a lot of progress with the Hay doing the everyday thing. And so I'm kind of doing that with the whole whip go thing, but it's only a week, not a month. And it's not, because it's at the end of the night, some nights it only gets like 5 stitches, right? Some nights it gets a lot. So that's something I may have to adjust soon. Of course, we got Mania coming up the week after next week, and so I'll be doing new starts and working on a Hay and I don't know what to say. Sometimes it gets a little stressful. Yes, it sounds totally crazy, but man, it keeps my stitchy bug just chomping at the bit. And that's what's important. If all the rotating and all the different projects started to kill the stitchy bug, I promise you I would go monogamous in a day. So stay tuned. Who knows? Okay. So that is all the projects I have written down that I worked on. Pretty sure that's it when it comes to that. Now, I did show you my Victorian Motto sampler threads. Like a half dozen times every time I re-recorded and then it wouldn't save. But they've kind of gotten put up now because I got so frustrated with having to pull them out over and over again. Wait, I might. Hold on. Let me double check that before I say that for sure. Yeah, I don't know. So I got those. That's about all the haul I've gotten. Not really doing much of the haul thing right now. Other than, you know, the ones that come in every month. So, I think that's all I've got. Man, I hate it because, you know, this is, 35 minutes right now? Maybe. I don't know. It's cut up. But, I could have done that in like 3 days on a vlog. And now I had a whole week to talk about. And here we are with ramble done. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to try to vlog again this week. Since this seems to be working, fingers crossed, we're going to try a vlog again this week. Okay? So, and even if it means I have to start recording with a different device and just moving and whatever I have to do, we're vlogging next week. So, next week back to regularly scheduled hoopla. Okay? All right. I want to thank all of you so much. I have been completely humbled in the last few weeks with all the name dropping, with all the videos where somebody has mentioned me and my videos and my crazy wacky doodleness. A few people who have started floss tubes thanks to me. I really deeply appreciate it. And I don't always know how to express that. Like, I'll be watching a video and somebody will say, oh yeah, I watched Sammy J Stitches and she talks about Stitchopoly and all that. And I get super embarrassed and like kind of giddy, because who doesn't like hearing their name, right? And like almost anxious, like I owe y'all so much more than I give you, just because so many people are subscribing and messaging me on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Feel free to message me anytime. That's cool. I'm getting a little bit better at commenting on your comments. I at least put the heart so that you know I read it. But I'm not really good at commenting on other people's videos, even if I've watched them. So if you really want to talk to me, feel free to message me on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all the ones that come back every week and leave such beautiful, wonderful comments. I cannot say enough. I'm at 1,100 subscribers now. Not that this number matters in the least to me, other than it completely floors me and it makes me feel amazing. So a few times I heard my name this week. I'm just going to go through this real quick. I know Gary at Sunshine Stitchers talked about how crazy I am with Stitchopoly. Desert Stitcher, she's new, just did her first floss tube, and I'm one of the first names she mentioned when it came to that, and I appreciate that, and I made sure to comment on her video. She also, it was really funny, I was in the process of watching her video, which she did not tell me about. I just it happened to come up in my recommended videos, and I clicked on it and started watching it, heard my name. I kid you not, maybe a minute after she said my name on her video, she messaged me on Instagram. And I was like, ooh, where are the cameras? Can you see me watching your video right now? It was a little creepy, but totally awesome. And we talked for a few minutes. There was another one. Lisa Lane, but I can't remember. Oh, Shady Trees, which I mentioned last week, but she mentioned me again this week. Stitchy May, because she's my friend, you know, so she tends to mention me quite a bit. There was a few others. I mean, there was literally a day where every video I watched that morning had my name in it. And I was just completely embarrassed, to be honest. But I really appreciate it. So, now that I've rambled for 5 minutes about myself, I'm going to let y'all go. I will see y'all next week. Happy stitching.